Hello, welcome to another episode of Being a Golden-ager. So, when I recently turned 65, there was a question in the back of my mind, and I was wondering, is 65 too young to retire? Is that best for me right now? And to answer that question for me, I developed a system called BEST. And what I did was I took a piece of paper and wrote down BEST, and for each letter stands for something, and this is so I can remember if it's best for me. So the B would be realistic. Am I being realistic? Am I ready to retire? Am I still enjoying the job, and can I physically still do my job? And the answer to both of those are yes. I still love doing what I'm doing, and I can physically do that. Now, for some people, if you're not enjoying your job, or if you work in something that requires physical activity, that you might not be able to do it no more, then 65 would be a good age to get Social Security. Besides, you get Medicare at 65. The biggest thing I think is finance. You have to look at your finance. Are you financially able to retire? I looked at my finance and I said, no, I'm not ready to retire because I wanted to pay some bills off, because the last thing you want to do when you retire is have a whole bunch of debt, since you'll be getting one paycheck instead of the normal two paychecks that you get from your employer. And so, no, I'm not ready financially to do that. And that's a straight no. Now, as far as Social Security, I'm not going to apply for Social Security at 65, because that's not my full retirement age for according to Social Security. 67 for me is when I can retire with Social Security and get my full benefit from Social Security. Now, 65, you can still get it, but you will get less than if you were retired at your full retirement age. Now, if you decided to work past 67, say like anywhere from 68 to 70, of course, you'll get a percentage more each year that you delay taking your Social Security. But it's up to you if how you feel at the time. You have to reevaluate the situation of being realistic. Now the letter E would be expectation. Think in your mind, what do you expect your retirement to be? Um, I'm trying to be realistic about it, because I know that when you retire, it's not going to be like you do the fun thing on the weekend and then on Monday through Friday you have nothing to do. I know that's not true in some cases for retirement. In retirement, you have to expect to be able to replace your full time job with the routine. So, for routine, what I mean by that is that you go to work on Monday through Friday, and then you have the weekend off, and you do this over and over and over again. But when you retire, your time is your time. So, you have to be disciplined to determine what it is that you want to do in retirement. Now, expect your social interaction might be less, because right now you're working with a whole bunch of people, and maybe you are involved so much with your community, say like a chamber of commerce or any other stuff that you do, and you're surrounded by people. But maybe when you retired, maybe you want less of that, because basically it's a lot of work, right? Dealing with a lot of people. But if you can just do a little bit and maybe keep up with your friends that you've had, the ones that have continued to be your friends even though they left the company, because some of the friends that you currently work now might be just co-workers. They think they're your friends, but they're not. So I expect that to be a little less. I mean, because when you get to retirement age, it seems like you want to have a little peace, to a little peace and time to just reflect on stuff. Now, the S stands for developing a plan. If you're planning to retire, you need to, like for me, it's 2 years from now, you need to start crafting, like I said, a budget. And what I normally do right now is I take a monthly budget. Then I put in what's required. Like the required stuff is like maybe your housing, your internet, your phone bill, your utilities like oil. I mean your your utilities like gas and water and stuff like that. I mean, I do that on my own. Now remember, I'm not a financial analyst. That's just what I do. So basically, you do that, and then what extra that you have, like entertainment, maybe you have subscription that you no longer use. Like for example, like if you have subscription to a show or something, or if you would get a subscription for I don't know if they do subscription for magazine anymore, but it used to be when I was younger. You get a subscription and you get that. Um, and then figure out once you pay off, you look at your monthly bill, and then once you get all your bills paid off, like you want to do like credit cards. Like I'm so proud of myself. I don't even have credit balance on my credit my department credit card. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the bill that has the least balance, and then I pay that off. You make the higher payment than what's the minimum, and once you pay that little one off, then you go to the next bill and use the same payment that you were using the first bill and pay toward the second bill, so you have more payment to the second bill. And as you pay that down, you go to the third one, and it seems to work for me that I get these bills paid off. And then the second thing for planning is you need to plan your aspiration. Are you wanting to stay where you live, or do you want to move? It all depends on what you're looking for. I like where I live, but then again, if you want to move to be closer to your family and it's a totally new places that you've never been before, you might have to adjust some stuff. It will cost less when you move somewhere. Of course, the upfront cost with the cost of moving, but once you get there, it might be less cost less for you to live there to be near your family. Now, plan on thinking of what you want to do for activity, because, like I said earlier, when you're working, you have a routine. So basically, there's two type of lifestyle that you want. Maybe a lifestyle in retirement would be lots of activity. I mean, that's the way you are. You can't sit still. Or you might want to do a leisurely retirement activity, such as developing your skills of what you want to do. Like, for example, if you have a novel that you started and it has 29 pages, maybe you can work on doing completing the page, which is like what 200 pages or whatever. Um, or maybe you want to take up a hobby that you had wanted to do so long ago but put it off because you're busy working. Maybe pick something or that you can master in. And basically all this is just learning new things, because your job is no longer there. You're not learning new things at your job because you retired. So you need to replace those activities to keep you stimulated, to keep you involved, to keep your mind growing, to keep you moving. So that's something that you want to do, is maybe just think about what you want to do for activity on that. Now the T would be target date of your retirement. Now based on the BES, go back to that to see if you have figured out if it's time, if you can have the determination of what your retirement would be. Will you retire at 65? Will you 67? Or will you retire at 70? You're going to have to go back and look at this other B, E, and S to see if you made some adjustments so you can do that, determine when you can retire. Now, of course, it all depends on your retirement vision. I'm not talking about the eyesight, but I'm talking about like, what do you think about what your life is going to be like once you retire? For me, I'm planning to keep going. I'll be doing new things and trying to help more people do things, volunteering and just be active as I can, because I don't want to be just sitting on the couch watching mindless TV. So I want to be active, but not too active. I think I have a combination of being I have a combination of what I think it would be like part lots of activity and part of leisurely. So you have to have a balance in between there. So in that case, you need to probably redefine what it looks like. Maybe reflect on what you've done in the past that you wanted to bring back, and also as you go along, you need to reevaluate what it is based on the BES and to see if it's time for you to retire. I mean, it's not time for you to retire, but the retirement date determination and when do you want to retire. So basically, if you are gone through the B and E and S and you determine that you fit all that and it's all good to go, then you are in retirement readiness. And to me, that's exciting because you had addressed some of these issues that you might have missed if you didn't go and use write it down, because sometimes visual thing might help you, or maybe you can make a what you call a chart, or maybe you can make a circle, like drawing what the target date would be, and then what you can do from there is go for it, and basically I just wanted to help go through this process. And yes, I think 65 is too young to retire, and but it might not be for you. So I just wanted to close this up and to thank you for being here and letting me share my process. And until next time, my name is Sally, the Golden-ager, and I just wanted to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.